Here's something nobody warned you about when you signed the paperwork at the dealership. That car sitting in your driveway right now, the one you're still paying off, the one you trust to get you to work and back every day, is collecting information about you around the clock. Not just where you go, your weight, your facial expressions, your emotional state, and even what time you left home this morning. And it's sending all of that to people you've never met. This isn't a conspiracy theory. It's documented in the privacy policies that every major car manufacturer publishes, written in language most people never read. In 2023, Mozilla reviewed the privacy policies of 25 car brands and found that every single one of them failed to meet basic privacy and security standards. Every one! Mozilla called cars the worst product category they had ever reviewed for privacy. Worse than smart speakers, worse than fitness trackers, worse than your phone. And today, we're going to show you exactly why. The moment you unlock your car with your phone app or key fob, the clock starts. Your car logs the time, not just for your records, for theirs. Modern connected vehicles, and that's roughly half of all cars on the road right now according to McKinsey, are online the moment you interact with them. By 2030, that figure is expected to climb to 95%. If your car was built in the last 5 or 6 years, there is a very good chance it has a live internet connection running continuously, whether you're using it or not. When you sit down in the seat, the sensors underneath register your weight. Some vehicles use this to calibrate airbag deployment, which is a legitimate safety function. But the data doesn't stop there. Some manufacturers collect and transmit it. Your weight, logged, time-stamped, and sent. You adjust the seat and the mirrors. Some cars log these preferences against your driver profile. The camera on the dashboard, the one that's supposed to monitor for driver fatigue, is already reading your face. Newer systems can detect your approximate age, your emotional state, and whether you appear alert. Mozilla's analysis found that car manufacturers reserve the right to collect details including facial expressions and psychological trends. That was 2 years ago. The technology has only moved forward since. You pull out of your street and the GPS kicks in. Even if you're not actively using the navigation system, your car knows exactly where you are. It knows your home address because you leave from there every morning. It knows your workplace because you arrive there 5 days a week. It's already drawing conclusions. This is not theoretical. General Motors ran a program called Smart Driver that tracked customers' driving behavior and shared that data with a company called LexisNexis, one of the largest data brokers in the world. One driver who requested a copy of his own data found that LexisNexis had 130 pages of records on him. Every trip he and his wife had taken over 6 months, documented in detail. Shortly after, his car insurance premium jumped by 21%. His insurance agent confirmed the driving data was a factor in that increase. That's not a one-off case. That's the system working exactly as designed. Every time you accelerate, your car measures how quickly. Every time you brake, it measures how hard. Every corner you take, every time you nudge over the speed limit on an empty road, every time you brake sharply because someone pulled out in front of you. All of it recorded. These events are categorized, scored, and compiled into what the industry calls a driver behavior score. Think of it like a credit score, except instead of tracking your financial habits, it's tracking every decision you make behind the wheel. And just like a credit score, a low driver score has real financial consequences. Insurance companies buy this data and use it to set your premiums. Some raise rates, some deny coverage entirely. Only 3 U.S. states currently prohibit the use of most driver data to raise insurance premiums. Everywhere else, it's completely legal. You plug in your phone to play music on the way in, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, standard Bluetooth. It doesn't matter which one. The moment that connection is made, a new layer of data becomes available. Your car can log your call history. It can log your contacts. On some systems, it can access your text messages. Most people allow this without thinking because they want hands-free calling, which is reasonable. What they don't realize is that information is now sitting inside the car's infotainment system, accessible to anyone who connects to that vehicle after them. This becomes particularly important when you sell a car, rent one, or hand it back at the end of a lease. Your personal data is still in there: contacts, call logs, addresses, calendar entries, home address saved in the navigation. Most people wipe their phones before selling them. Almost nobody wipes their car. Let's say that on your way to work, you stop at a petrol station. Your car logs the location and the time. You make the same stop every Tuesday and Thursday. Over a few months, that data establishes a pattern. Patterns, in the world of data brokers, are valuable because patterns predict behavior, and predicted behavior is something companies pay significant money for. Daryl West, a senior fellow at the Brookings Institute, put it this way: your life can be reconstructed almost on a second-by-second basis from modern vehicle data. That's not an exaggeration for effect. That's an accurate description of what the data actually contains. This is the part most people don't consider because they assume even if their car company collects data, at least it stays with the car company. It doesn't. 19 of the 25 brands Mozilla reviewed stated in their own privacy policies that they might sell your data. Not that they do, not that they have, but that they might, which in legal terms means they've already reserved the right to do exactly that. Consumer Reports investigated 15 major automakers: BMW, Ford, General Motors, Honda, Hyundai, Kia, Mazda, Mercedes-Benz, Mitsubishi, Nissan, Stellantis, Subaru, Tesla, Toyota, and Volkswagen. They found that nearly everyone collects and shares driver behavior data with outside companies. When asked to name the specific companies they share data with, almost every single automaker declined to answer. The buyers include insurance companies, data brokers, lenders setting auto loan terms, local government agencies, and marketing companies. Once your data leaves the car manufacturer's hands, you have essentially no visibility into where it goes or how it's used. LexisNexis Risk Solutions, the company that received GM's driver data, reported revenue of over $3 billion in 2023, with nearly 40% of that coming from insurance clients. It has documented partnerships with Kia, Mitsubishi, and Subaru, and claims its products were used in 86% of new U.S. auto insurance policies issued that year. There is a strong chance your driving data has already influenced an insurance decision made about you, and you were never told it happened. If what's happening right now concerns you, what's coming next should concern you more. A federal law in the United States is mandating that car manufacturers install what's being called advanced impaired driving prevention technology in all new passenger vehicles within the next few years. The stated intention is to reduce drunk and fatigued driving through infrared cameras and biometric sensors that monitor eye movement, body language, and physical state in real time. The safety argument is legitimate. Impaired driving kills people, and if the technology prevents some of those deaths, that's a real benefit. Nobody is arguing against that goal. The problem is that the law contains zero provisions about what happens to the data these systems generate. Infrared biometric cameras collect real-time health and behavioral data on every driver, with no restrictions on how that information can be stored, shared, or sold. Your doctor cannot share your health details without your explicit consent. Your car manufacturer, under the current framework, has no such restrictions. Here's the part that matters, because understanding the problem without doing anything about it changes nothing. In the United States, 16 states now have privacy laws giving you specific rights over your personal data, with more coming into effect in 2026. In Europe and the UK, GDPR provides stronger baseline protections. Regardless of where you live, these rights generally allow you to request a copy of the data your car manufacturer holds on you, opt out of having that data sold or shared with third parties, and demand that the company delete it permanently. If your car is connected to a manufacturer's app on your phone, go into the privacy settings and turn off data sharing. Look specifically for toggles related to location sharing, trip recording, and connected services. Do not sign up for insurance telematics programs without reading exactly what you're agreeing to. An independent analysis in Maryland found that while 31% of participants saw their premiums drop after enrolling, 24% saw them increase and 45% saw no change at all. 1 in 4 people who share their driving data with their insurer end up paying more because of it. The discount is not guaranteed. The data collection is, and when you sell or trade in a car, treat it exactly like a phone. Go into the infotainment system, find the factory reset option, and wipe it completely before it leaves your hands. Your home address, your regular destinations, your contacts, your call history, all of it is sitting in there. The dealership doesn't need it. The next owner definitely doesn't need it. Your car has become one of the most comprehensive data collection devices in your life, and it happens so gradually that most people never noticed. It knows where you go, when you go, how you drive when you get there, who you call on the way, and increasingly what you look like and how you're feeling while you're doing it. It reports this to companies you've never heard of, who sell it to other companies you've never heard of, who use it to make financial decisions that affect you directly. The car companies will tell you that you consented to all of this. That consent lives somewhere in the pages of terms you tapped through when you first set up your infotainment system. Justin Brookman, Director of Technology Policy at Consumer Reports, described burying data collection terms in legal agreements where consumers are unlikely to notice as not real consent. That's exactly right. Until regulation catches up, and in most places it hasn't, the responsibility falls on you. The steps exist. Most people just don't know to take them, but now you do. If this was something you needed to hear, hit that like button and pass it on to someone who drives a car made in the last 5 years. Subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Drop a comment below and tell us, did any of this surprise you, or did you already have a feeling something like this was going on? See you in the next one.